Okay guys, so today we are going to discuss this topic which is all about the flow rate. So let's start. So flow rate is also known as the discharge. So this is denoted by the symbol Q, and sometimes yung ibang tawag sa flow rate mo aside from discharge. So this is the supply or sometimes called as demand. Okay? So yung types of discharge mo is nahati dito sa tatlo. So the first one is the volumetric flow rate. The second one is the mass flow rate. And the third one will be the weight flow rate. So let's start first discussing the volumetric flow rate. So this is the commonly used type of flow rate dito sa hydraulics natin. Okay? So volumetric flow rate. So again, this is denoted by the symbol Q, or para ano na lang din tayo, uniform or pare-pareho tayo, i-denote na lang natin siya using the symbol na Q sub V. So the V will represent the volume. Okay? So again, this is the most common unit of flow rate used in practical application. And at the same time, for the problems here in hydraulics. So volumetric flow rate naman kadalasan yung kinocompute natin. So simply, this is just the ratio between the volume and unit time. So kung i-apply natin pala yung definition na yun, so yung Q sub V mo or the volumetric flow rate is equals lang sa volume all over time. So equals lang siya sa V over T. Ano? And usually, ang units niya are the following. So ano ba yung units natin ng flow rate? So usually, this is in terms of cubic meter per second. And if English ka naman, so this can be also written in cubic feet per second. So other unit can be also equals sa gram per minute. Ano ba? Liter per second. Ayan. Or pwede rin cubic meter per day. So ayun. So i-recall na lang ng conversions ng volume in terms of cubic meter, in terms of gram, in terms of liter. Ano? And also for the unit of time. So pwedeng na seconds, minutes, days, hour. Ayan. So pa-recall na lang na conversion na yan. So baka doon tayo madali. Ano? So ayan. Kuha tayo ng sample. Ano? So kuha tayo ng sample ng isang flow. Isang stream flow. Ayan. And dito sa gitna, so assuming that the cross-sectional area of both end is equals lang sa A. Denote natin siya sa A. So itong line na to, itong reference line na yan, so ang tawag dyan ay yung streamline. Ano? And take note that yung area mo is usually or dapat laging yung area mo is perpendicular with respect do sa streamline. Okay? So yung streamline na yan, yun yung nagde-denote kung paano tatakbo yun or dadalo yung tubig mo. So sa gitna, kuha lang tayo ng sample. Ano? Kuha tayo ng strip. So lakayan ko ng konti yung strip para kitang-kita. Ayan. So ito yung strip natin. Ano? So yung strip na yan is in the shape of a cylinder. And then the distance or the height of that strip, so i-denote na lang natin siya as distance D. O, ito yung height ng iyong cylinder or yung sample ng inuha natin. Ano? So again, if you're going to consider this formula, ayan. So lagay lang natin dito. So we all know that yung volume mo, if you're going to consider this strip, so yung volume na yan, equals lang saan? So di ba itong circle na yan is equals lang sa A, and then, ano ang equation natin for the volume of a cylinder? Di ba the cross-sectional area multiplied by the height? Ano? From which yung height dito is denoted by the symbol D. So that will be equals to A times D. So if we're going to substitute again, using this equation, so yung Q sub V mo is equals lang sa volume, which is multiplied by A times D all over time. And we all know that yung unit mo na D over time, which is yung D, can be in the units of a distance. So, di ba ang distance over time is equal saan? Okay, so tama. So, yung distance over time is equals lang sa velocity. Okay, so wag lang mamalilito. So velocity, so equals lang din siya sa V, or that is equals sa distance over time. So if you're going to rewrite that equation, yung volumetric flow rate mo is equals lang sa area times the velocity, or Q is equals to A times V. Again, area. So, yung area mo, that is the cross-sectional area. Cross-sectional. Shortcut ko na lang. So, ang units yan is units squared. Okay? So, again, and the velocity is equals lang sa V, velocity. So, this is unit per time. Okay? So, again, the unit of the volumetric flow rate is in cubic unit per time. Ayan. So, let's now proceed with the second type of flow rate, which is the mass flow rate. So, this is usually denoted by the symbol Q sub M, or in other books, that is mass flow rate symbolizes by the symbol M, dot. Sometimes ito may dot pa sa ibang book. Sorry. Ayan. So this is also known as the mass flux. So kung indicates a problem na ang pinahanap sa inyo is mass flux, so ang ibig sabihin niyan, that is the mass flow rate yung pinapahanap. And again, that is simply equals lang sa ratio ng mass and unit time. So kung i-apply mo pala siya, yung Q sub M mo or yung mass flow rate is equals lang do sa mass all over time, T. So ang gagawin lang natin, yung mass mo, i-relate natin siya sa fluid property niya na rho, or the density. So again, rho, or yung density mo ng iyong fluid is equals lang sa, di ba, mass over volume. So if you're going to solve for the mass, yung mass mo can be written, so cross multiplication lang, that is equals lang sa rho multiplied by the volume. Okay? So if you're going to substitute that in this equation, itong Q sub M mo is magiging ano na. So magiging rho times the volume over time. From where itong volume over time, so ano nga sabi doon sa volumetric flow? So di ba equals siya dito sa Q sub B o volumetric flow? So sulit nga natin, is equals to V over T. Okay? So ibig sabihin pala yung Q sub M mo can be written also as rho times Q sub V. And again, yung Q sub V mo is equals lang din sa area times the velocity. Lagyan na kaya natin ito ng var para hindi nagkakapalit yung volume at saka yung velocity. So equals lang sa siya rho times area times the velocity. Ayan. So just memorize this formula. Okay. And the last type of flow is the weight flow rate. Okay, so kagaya lang din ang ginawa natin doon sa mass flow rate. So ang gagawin natin, yung weight niya is i-relate natin sa fluid property niya, kung saan ang gagamitin natin is yung gamma or yung specific weight ng fluid. So again, yung specific weight is another property ng fluid. So this weight flow rate is denoted by the symbol Q sub W, and that is just the ratio between the weight and unit time. So ibig sabihin pala, if isusulat mo siya in terms of an equation, yung Q sub W mo can be written as weight over time. Okay? So yung weight, using the fluid property mo na gamma, or the specific weight of fluid or unit weight ng fluid mo, is equals lang sa yung weight over the volume. So if you're going to solve for the weight, so pwede mo itong i-rewrite na weight is equals to gamma times V. So again, substitute mo lang dito. So gamma V over T. Kung saan, ayan na naman, lumitaw na naman yung equation na to or yung term na to na volume over time, kung saan ito nga ay equal sa volumetric flow rate. So ibig sabihin pala, itong weight flow rate mo can be written also as the gamma times Q sub B, or the volumetric flow rate, kung saan yung volumetric flow rate can be written also as gamma times area times the velocity. Ayan. So please just memorize this equation. So, pinakita ko lang kung paano siya nadidrive based do sa definition na binigay nung libro. Okay, so sulat lang natin. So, from where, again, yung area mo, that is just equals to cross-sectional area. Yung v-bar mo, that is equals lang sa velocity. And yung rho, so rho is the density of fluid. So, ano nga yung density ng fluid? So, this is in mass over volume. Baka lang magkalimutan. And yung specific weight ng fluid, so that is the specific weight of fluid. So, ang unit niya is in terms of weight over volume. Ayan. Okay, so let's proceed with the next slide. So this time naman, we will now discuss the different types of flow. So these are the type of flow that we need to consider. So di-discuss natin isa-isa yan. So the first one, we have the steady flow, followed by the continuous flow. Next is the uniform flow, the laminar flow, and the turbulent flow. Okay, so let's discuss first the steady flow. So, browse natin pababa. Ayan. So, what is the steady flow? So, as defined, this is the F flow rate at any cross-section. So, underline lang natin yung mga important terms. So, if yung flow rate mo daw or yung Q at any cross-section remains the same at any given point of time. So, therefore, that will be considered as steady flow. So, in reference dito is yung sinabi dyan at any given point of time. So, if magbabalike siya sa rule na to, so if flow rate changes over time, then therefore, it will be considered as unsteady flow. Okay? So, yun lang yan. Next, under B2 is the continuous flow. So, ang sabi dyan, this time, if the flow rate or yung Q mo at any point in a stream remains constant. So, ang kino-consider naman dito at any point. Ayan. So, at any point. So, if yung iyong steady flow, so ang sabi dito sa steady flow, at any given point of time. So, ang kinag-uusapan dito is time. Dito naman, at any point in the stream or at any specific location do sa stream remain constant. Okay? So, ang gagamitin natin dito is yung law of conservation of mass. So, ano ba yung law of conservation of mass? So, para mas maunawaan, so again, basahin natin, if flow rate at any given point in a stream remains constant. So, ibig sabihin yan, ganito siya. So, para mas maunawaan, illustrate natin siya using this diagram. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung area nung, for example, this is a pipe, yung area ng pipe na yan is changing. So, let's just say na ito yung area 1 mo. And then, ito, yung kabilang dulo, is, sige, lagyan natin dito sa gitna. I-identify natin to. This is point A, this is point B, and this is point C. Area 2, and then this one. So, this is area 3. So, sinasabi lang dyan is that yung flow rate na pumapasok dito, ayan, or sabihin natin to as Q sub A, ayan, yung dumadaloy dyan. So, pareho lang sila at any given point. So, ibig sabihin, ang QA mo is equals to QB is equals to QC. So, if you're going to apply, again, ano nga equals yung volumetric flow mo? Diba equals lang siya sa A times the velocity. So, ibig sabihin lang dito, guys, so ito, given naman yung area 1, area 2, area 3. So, pakita lang natin that ito, since dumadalo yung tubig na yan, meron siyang kanya-kanyaring velocity. So, gawin natin to as VA. This is the velocity B. And then this one is the velocity C. So, if you're going to apply the equation of the volumetric flow, so this is area times the velocity of point A. So this is equals lang sa area times velocity of point B. And then this one is area times the velocity of point C. So as you can see here, yung area nila is pabago-bago. Ano? So, sorry, hindi ko pala ito napalitan. So, gawin na natin itong area A, ha? And then ito, area ng point B. And then ito, area ng point C. So, habang dumadaloy siya, lumiliit yung area. So, ibig sabihin, yung area ni point A is greater than do sa area ni point B, and yung area ni point B is greater than do sa area ni point C. Okay? So, if you're going to solve for the velocity, so, ano ba relationship ng area niya? So, yung velocity mo is inversely proportional dun sa area. So, ano bang ibig sabihin nun? Ang ibig sabihin yan, guys, ito naman, ma-analyze nyo siya eh. For example, isang maganda example nito is yung hose. So, di ba ang hose, for example, ganyan yung ano niya, butas ng hose. So, ang daloy niya pa ganyan, di ba? So, nag-ano lang tayo, bibigay tayo ng example. Ngayon, nung tinakpan natin yung butas niya, for example, tinakpan mo dito ng daliri mo. So, ano nangyari dito? Di ba ang nangyari dyan, yung jet ng iyong nozzle, ito, later on, malalaman yung mga term na nozzle. So, unlike dito sa una, kung saan yung area nito is mas malaki compared dito sa second condition. Ayan, ito lang yung area niya. So, ano yung velocity mo dito? So, kung meron kang velocity dito, ayan. Yung velocity mo dito is less than the value of the velocity dito sa condition 2. So, ano ba ang ibig ko sabihin doon? So, paglaki ng area mo, pagliit ng velocity. And then kapag pagliit ng area mo, pagtaas ng value ng velocity. Okay, so para ma-compensate niya yung volumetric flow rate niya. Okay? So, constant. So, dito, constant dapat yung Q mo. So, mag-a-adjust dyan, it's either yung area mo or yung velocity. So, again, para mas maunawaan, if yung area mo is increasing, therefore, yung velocity mo is decreasing. And if yung area mo is maliit, yung velocity mo is mas malaki. So, yan lang po yung sinasabi ng law of conservation of mass. Okay? So, let's proceed with the next term na kailangan natin malaman. So, this time, we will discuss the uniform flow. So, when we say uniform flow, so basahin natin, if the velocity in a stream does not change over time. And if at any point in a stream that velocity change, then the flow is considered as non-uniform. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin niya lang, guys, dyan is that ganito. So, parang yung previous example natin, ganito lang siya. So, if yung area mo is constant all throughout the sa stream flow na yan, yung velocity mo will also remain constant. Tama naman, diba? So, if this is area, constant yung velocity. Now, if yung area mo is changing, so for example nga, yung kanina, ayan. So, yung flow rate na yan, yung flow na yan, so ang sinasabi lang dyan is that, sabihin natin, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, is that yung volume, velocity ng at section 1 is not equals to sa velocity ng section 2. So, that is not equals din sa velocity dun sa section 3. So, yan lang po yung sinasabi sa uniform flow and non-uniform flow. Again, basahin natin. If the velocity of flow in a stream does not change over time. Okay? So, uniform yung flow niya. And kapag yung kabaligtaran naman yan, or if any point in a stream that velocity change, then the flow can be considered as non-uniform. Okay, so I hope clear tayo sa part na yun. Next. This time we will discuss the difference between the laminar flow and the turbulent flow. So, we can consider a flow a laminar if the fluid flow smoothly in regular paths. So, ito yung pinaka-desirable na type ng flow. Dapat laminar flow lang yan. Kasi kapag turbulent flow, ang definition yan, if yung fluid mo flows under irregular fluctuation. And if fluid particles continuously cross each other. So, may space to. So, para mas maunawaan, ipakita natin siya using this diagram. Ay, sorry. Pagilin. So, kung wari, ito is a pipe. And then, itong isa, pakita natin. So, meron ka din ditong pipe. Ayan. So, a laminar flow. Ayan. So, to make the story short, kapag sinabing laminar flow, yung daloy ng tubig niya is ano lang, malumanay lang, smoothly going through the path. So, kung saan ito na yung maximum value ng velocity mo. And then, at a certain point dito, ayan, sa pinakadulo ng ito, hindi lang masyado kita, pero pag in-enlarge mo dyan, ito yung minimum value, kung saan usually yung velocity sa point n is equals 0. Okay? While, for the turbulent, so, ang flow path niya is, siya, medyo, meron siyang turbulent or nagkakaroon ka ng fluctuation. So, yung velocity mo, or yung fluid particles mo, crisscross sila sa isa't isa. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon ka ng turbulent or, yan. So, hindi, ano ba yung term? So, hindi malumanay or nagraraga sana yung takbo ng tubig. So, hindi siya maganda. So, bakit ko siya hindi nasabi maganda? So, ito kasi pwede siya mag-cause ng vibration doon sa loob ng pipe mo. So, hanggat maaari, maiwasan natin yung pagkakaroon ng turbulent flow. So, kapag nagkaroon ka ng vibration, dyan nagkakos ng leak. Kasi yung mga fittings nila or yung mga dugsungan yan, so kasi yan, pag-aaralan nyo yung mga fittings, yung mga tinatawag na fittings, yung mga T-fitting, yung mga elbow. So, pag-aaralan nyo siya sa plumbing design. So, pag nagkaroon kasi ng vibration, syempre, kakalog yan. So, ano mangyayari doon sa mga connections mo? Pwede maging loose yung connection or dyan magkakos ng leak. So, ayun nga, yung isa sa ayaw natin, nagkaroon ng leak. So, paano mo ba malalaman or paano mo ma-distinguish if siya is under ng laminar flow or under siya ng turbulent flow? So, dyan po papasok yung tinatawag nating Reynolds number. So, yung Reynolds number, dito siya sasunod. Ayan. Nalagay ko pala. So, how to know if laminar or turbulent? So, you need to determine the Reynolds number. So, paano ba makukuha yung Reynolds number? Ayan. So, using this equation. So, ang Reynolds number pala is denoted by the symbol na R sub E. Or sometimes, siya ay sa ibang reference. So, N sub R E. Or the Reynolds number. So, yung Reynolds number na yan, that has an equation of rho dV over mu. Pero ako lang, tip ko lang sa inyo, ito kasi yung palatandaan ko before, ni-rearrange ko siya, So, ginawa ko sang dV tapos rho over mu. So, nyo na lang yung kanta na himagtanim ay dV rho. So, sabayan nyo magtanim ay dV rho over maghapong naka-mute ko. Grabe. Baduy. Ewan ko, pero sinare ko lang sa inyo yan para mas madali nyo lang din masaulo. So, magtanim ay diviro, maghapong naka-neuro. New po. Alright. So, from there, yung D mo, that is the pipe diameter. Yung V is the velocity. Rho is the fluid's density. So, ito yung fluid property niya. And yung mu, so this is another fluid property. This is the absolute viscosity. So, usually naman given sa problem, and yung unit niya is in Newton second per square meter. So, di ba yung Newton per meter squared? So, that is equals lang din sa Pascal. So, unit niya is Pascal seconds. So, huwag malilito Okay. So, paano ba madi-distinguish yan kung laminar or turbulent? So, guys, that can be classified as laminar if yung Reynolds number mo na mapapalabas is less than the value of 2,000. Okay? And that is considered as turbulent if yung Reynolds number niya is greater than 4,000. So guys, meron pa tayo kasing isang classification ng flow. So meron tayong tinatawag na transitional. So transitional flow, so paano mo naman i-classify if transitional flow? So dyan po papasok yung range na from 2,000. It is greater than the value of 2,000 but less than the value of 4,000. Okay? So in between ng 2,000 to 4,000. So if you're going to show this laminar turbulent and transitional in a diagram, so yung laminar flow, ganito siya. Straight lang yung path niya. So this is the laminar. Meanwhile, for the transitional, so meron siyang point na smooth lang yung flow, merong nagkaaroon ng turbulent, smooth again, ayan. And then, so ito yung ating transitional. And it is classified as turbulent if all throughout nung jagged yung niya. So parang lang. Heartbeat. Ayan. So that will be considered as turbulent. Okay, so I hope clear tayo sa point na yan. Okay, so next topic na i-discuss natin is all about the Bernoulli's energy equation or the BEE.